Wanted to come on here today. Today's the 7th of February. I've been not feeling good for 2 days. I think I got a chest cold. And the boys' heads pounding, and they're not feeling the greatest either. So, I know that's due to what's just happened. We've seen that New York got hit with a 3.2, 3.1 earthquake, Buffalo. 2 7.0s plus in Turkey, Syria area. And they've had all day little earthquakes or aftershocks of 5 points, 5.0s and under. Nothing over 5.0, excuse me. After those two, I think judgment's here, and God's trying to pour his, the last warnings out. We see the incoming planets that's coming, and Israel right now is getting ready to crown their king, which is, we know, when Benjamin Netanyahu created, made his government, from Rabbi Kaduri prophecy, the Messiah shall come that following Sabbath. They're expecting their Messiah any time to crown him. And we know what that represents. And in Thessalonians, it says that that the revealing happens and then we leave. But I don't want to say that's exactly so, because I'm not 100% so. But from also the Chinese balloon that came over from the government spies, as people called it, 3 of them were shot down, 2 or 3 of them. China just said that they can retaliate at any time, which actually to me makes no sense, even though my dreams talk about it, because China owns America. We are in trillions of dollars of debt, and we will never be able to pay them back. But it's when China, Russia, and NATO team up, which I've dreamt about that, and even with Russia and NATO. So, yeah, we're flying soon, guys. Really, really soon. We got the digital currency coming in this year. And what they're going to be able to do with that, if you guys don't know, they're going to be able to shut off your funds in your account if they don't like what you're spending your money on. But everything's going to be completely digital. So it will be a cashless society. And we've been seeing this coming, and that's the ending of it will be, the ending of our funds for government fundings and all of that end in May, and the new digital currency will roll out in May. And they're talking about a new pandemic, another virus getting spread. So, yeah, I really feel that we will be leaving anytime. Bible prophecies coming alive. Isaiah 17, Damascus, the ruinous heap. And also from that earthquake that hit in New York, they talked about it. It's shaking the fault line. And that fault line runs through Indiana, Illinois, and if you all remember, like 3 years ago, I had a dream that Illinois got rocked with an earthquake, and my in-laws was there and looking for their children amongst the rubble, and there was no cell phone service whatsoever. There was no service through the skies or anything. So I'm going to try and post some pictures along with this video, as well as another video that I'm going to attach to this so you all can see what I've been talking about. If you guys have ever watched the Grand Supreme News channel, Louis, it says that after February 15th, is when things will really get bad. We got the Grammys that just went through, Valentine's Day, and vote, and it's imminent for a strike. So guys, we are here. We are literally about to go home. Stay vigilant, stay watching, stay waiting. See you there in the air. This morning, I also saw the moon out in the west, okay? and last night it was merely in the east, in the east, completely in the east. By the time I woke up at 7, it was bright, and the whole sky was like a pinkish color, half and half, half blue, half pink. It was pretty cool. I took pictures. I'm going to be attaching it to them, this video as well, and I was able to take some pictures at the same exact time of the moon being in the west, exactly like that. My sun was rising, because I take my kids to school every morning. I drive them. And then also the sun today, if you guys seen the Kimbo all the way around it, and what I mean, people call that a sundog. That ain't no sundog. And those, I'm tired of hearing everybody say, oh, this weather's normal, or this and that. Well, look at the chemtrails they're spraying. That is what's been causing those halos around the sun and the moon, and things like that. And also around the balloon, the Chinese balloon, you zoom in on this picture. I have a friend, her daughter, she's 20 years old, took the picture, and you can clearly see behind it is the planet. And we know all of, the pole shift and stuff is knocking everything out of its existence. The moon has been setting funny. Everything's just been off. And that's also due to this incoming planet system.
Hey guys, this is Whitetron 101. This is huge. Israeli judicial reform legislation will not be halted, Justice Minister said. And Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says basically he says over my, the big D body that this is going to change. And this, we are watching Israel's monarchy, dictatorship, end time government confirmed. This article right here confirms to us that this is going to happen, that we are about to see a king crowned in Israel. But I'm telling you, this should be exciting for you as a Christian, as a believer, and as a follower of Jesus Christ. This revealing is massive. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 explains to us that this happens, then we fly, guys.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God.
Everybody's talking about the Chinese spy balloon that's flying over the United States as we speak. Take a listen to the very interesting response by the United States government.
Position of the balloon classified?
Phil, right now, what we're not going to do is get into a hour-by-hour location of the balloon. Again, we're monitoring it closely. As I mentioned, right now, it's over the center of the continental United States. That's about as specific as I'm going to get.
I understand it might be inconvenient, but does the public not have a right to know if
the public certainly has the ability to look up in the sky and see where the balloon is.
General, you said the balloon is maneuverable. So does that mean that it's not drifting?
So the balloon is maneuverable. Clearly, it's violated U.S. airspace. The balloon has changed its course, which is, again, why we're monitoring it. But that's about as specific as I can get. Thank you. Go to Matt.
At this point, the balloon isn't posed to pose any risks to citizens. How is it that the U.S. can assess that given that the balloon is at such an altitude, without actually getting eyes on it up close and assessing the equipment that's on board. And secondly, are there any alternatives being considered to shooting it down? Is there any option to take this balloon out of the sky intact to maybe get a better look at that equipment?
Yeah, so again, this is a surveillance balloon, operating at about 60,000 feet. Clearly, we did a very close assessment in terms of what it's doing.